Hey, everybody, and welcome to the America Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. Ask whatever questions you want to ask, suggest whatever topics you want to suggest. Doesn't even have to be gun related. Just put it in there. I will do my no, don't put it in. That sounds like a bad pickup line at a bar. Ask, I should have said. I will do my best to address every question and topic. If it's something I don't have a clue about, pay attention to the live chat because there's 135 people in there, then one of them might know the answer to your question. You might solve your riddle. So keep paying attention to the live chat as well as paying attention to me, or just don't pay attention to me and solely chat amongst yourselves in the live chat. Won't hurt my feelings none. Maybe a little. But I like to start with reading people who purchased merchandise over the last 24 hours because it does go to help TYMP. And we got one person, and it was Chris Fulmer, and he got the Smokey the Bear t-shirt. The only you can protect your family. So that I haven't sold many of those. I'm surprised they haven't copyrighted that one, checked that one yet. They did my Woodsy Owl. I can't make that one anymore. With that being said, if you want to become a member of the channel, if you want to support the channel, you can go over to tympistolproject.com. Like it says right here. You can go over there. You can become a Subscribe Star member if you want to support TYMP or become a Pet Defender member over there if you want to support Pets and Vets. Or you can go to Patreon and support Pets and Vets, the Friend Project, the Voices program, etc. So you can choose which you want to support by which program you join. You can also do one-time donations to anything over there, and you can sign up to be a recipient of TYMPPP. Get over there. If you think you could benefit from TYMPPP, go over and sign up. Last month, everybody signed up, pretty much one except for one person, because they didn't understand what they were doing. But the other four people got it right. So. But feel free to go over there, do whatever you want to do. Also, there's a link over there on that page where you can buy merchandise, the custom TYMP merch. Lots of cool designs over there. I'm not wearing any of it right now because I went to town. So I got my going to town shirt on, one of my going to town shirts. These are great for carry if you're going to uncover and pull it out and cover your gun because, bright patterns breaks up the silhouette of anything. So that's why I have all these. But it's not because I like loud nylon shirts or whatever these are made, polyester, whatever they're made out of. I know they're highly flammable. I wouldn't want to get near a match, but if you want to go get some of my merchandise, go on over there. You can do that from tympistolproject.com. With that being said, let's go see if we got any questions coming in for today. Spark 68 got in too late for the first chat. Says the more it fragments, the better, like a grenade. And if you watched the first part of our chat today, or you watched the video, if you watch the video later today, if you're watching this tomorrow, if that makes any sense, you'll see what we're talking about. Let's go over here and see if we got questions coming in on the YouTubes. Boom. There we go. We got Christopher Kassab. That was just his monthly payment. Some people do monthly payments through YouTube. So they don't say nothing. They just do their monthly payment. Mike P. White did the same thing. He does his through YouTube. So his went through over there, but he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. And then we got Tim Fat Salami chimed in and got a couple entries into the double super secret stock giveaway, which isn't such a secret. We're giving away a custom engraved and painted, if you want it painted, stock for a Ruger 1022. We're just giving away the stock. Not sending you the gun too, even though I ordered the whole gun. Wait, no, I don't wink on that. I did order the whole gun. I am sending. No, I mean, I'm not sending the whole gun. There. That way we're still following the rules. Just a piece of wood with some stuff engraved on it. So if you want to get involved in that, the super chats of $10 get you involved in that. $10 donation to Pets and Vets gets you entered into that. And insert blaspheming of Phil. I tell you, he's going to get fucking Lyme disease. You can't talk shit about Phil and not get Lyme disease. Dale Rickety. Remember how I said earlier how I picture Dale? I picture him every time. Like, old prospector dancing around. Two teeth don't line up. I got nothing. And all hell Phil. At least he pays his tithe to Phil. So Phil's not going to hurt him. He's faithful to Phil. Then we got Sean Bain. British is getting worse. Keep 380 or go to 32. What now? British is getting worse. Keep 380 or go to 32. I don't understand that question. I mean, I guess maybe he's talking about a certain gun, whether he gets the 380 version or the 32, which would be like a PPK, I guess. Whichever one you want. 32 is more, accurate to the books and stuff, but I would get the 380 still. But depends. Someone sent me a picture today, wanting to know should they get the engraved Python or the engraved PPK. And I guess it's a 32 PPK. I didn't check, but it's engraved with the 007 and all that other stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's tough. But you always go engraved revolver over engraved semi-auto. And he said I wasn't allowed to say get both. But yeah, I'm not following Sean Bain's question right there. Not sure what's going on. What's going on? I sent you more emails. I also saw a brand new Model 19 for the first time. Fuck the Glock. This should be the sidearms cops use from now on. I got a huge gun boner looking at that gun. I've got an old one, like what was the standard issue back when I was running around. I think it's a far superior gun, but it's not tactical enough for them nowadays. They're in running gun battles all the time. Not really. So they got to have that. Well, I never poured my soda. God damn it. I didn't pour my soda. I'm sitting here getting all dry mouth. Not very professional to do this on air, but who said this was a professional operation? Got to pour my Pepsi. Yesterday I drank RC. Back to the Pepsi today. I like the RC. It was good, but I'm still a Pepsi person. I was raised on the RC, bitch, but I like Pepsi better. I was raised on the dairy, bitch. And who remembers what that's from? I'll give you a hint. Comedy sketch show. And another hint. Fried chicken will be another hint, I guess. Let's see here. Where are we at? Did I answer the question? Oh, yeah. I saw the email you sent, the most recent one. And that's something I've mentioned several times already. He sent me an email about how Donald Trump wants to unleash police. He wants to remove the restrictions the law places on them all the time when they're trying to do their job. He wants them to be immune from the law while enforcing the law. And he even wants the federal government to back that up, giving the unions more power and going after local prosecutors who try to prosecute police for breaking the law. So in other words, if you're a local prosecutor and you got corrupt police officers and you try to file charges against them or get them kicked out of their jobs, the federal government would step in and prosecute you. That's what Trump wants. That's what his executive order was about. Unleashing the police. Also wants to give them more military surplus devices. He wants to militarize them more. He wants to increase the amount of training they get from the federal government. All that stuff. So if you're a Trump lover, I hope you're okay with that too. Or you might have to admit he's doing something bad. And that would kill a lot of the Trumpers to have to admit that something he's doing is not good. For them to have to smile through there and talk to, he's always got a good reason for doing it. Yeah, creating a police state. Is that what you want? Now you got me in trouble with the Trumpers. Because they don't have, one, they don't have a sense of humor. And two, they cannot admit Trump did anything wrong or is doing anything wrong. Let me get back to the question here. Questions, I guess. Who was that just now? Oh, that was Officer Tater Hater. So then we got Chrissy Jones. Me and Chrissy Jones, we got something going on. Not really. I've never even met him in person. Hail Phil! I seek his wisdom. I want a 380, a Taurus 692, a 10 millimeter pistol, and a 10 millimeter carbine. Help me. Well, Phil helps those that helps himself. So if you want those things, you're going to have to get them yourself. Hold on a second here. Let me look something up. I'm looking up in the scripture. Yeah, I don't think that God helps those who help themselves actually in the Bible, but it's part of Phil's religion. In other words, do it yourself, bitch. Don't bother me. I got things to do. If I was you, I would get get me a 10 millimeter first. You said pistol. I hope you mean a semi-automatic pistol, not because a lot of people when they say pistol, they mean something different, like a pistola, like a cowboy pistol. Some people mean it just as revolvers. Some people mean it just as semi-auto. Some people think revolvers aren't pistols. Revolvers are pistols. Some people think semi-autos aren't pistols. They are pistols. Pistol just means designed to shoot with one hand. Johnny Mandrick chimed in, and what he have to say. What's your favorite summertime gun? My 2.5-inch Colt Python. My favorite summertime gun. I don't really have a gun that it used to be my 360 PD, but that got taken from me by the popo. So I don't know what it'll be this summer. I do have just another regular 360, the one with the unfluted cylinder. I mean, it could do all the same things, go in the same places, but that doesn't give me an excuse to buy another gun. So I don't know. Probably my 360, but it was my 360 PD. That was my go-to little gun always. What's your favorite summer gun? I put you all on the spot. Clinton Barella chimed in, got him a couple entries into the drawings. For the double super secret stock giveaway. And y'all can ask questions when you do that too. Something to keep me occupied, something so I got something to say and don't move through the questions too quickly. Kevin Payton pays $2 tithe to Phil. And for those of you out there that ain't paying your $2 tithe to Phil, when you watch my information, watch these entertaining videos, $2 is a small price to pay for that. He's going to give you Lyme disease or worse. He'll crack your windshield. So far, he's cracked somebody's windshield. He sent a tornado to somebody's house. We literally didn't hit them, but sent it there. They paid their tithe at the last minute. Did I say cracked the windshield? He gave Peter DeBoner Lyme disease for not paying his tithe. Well, actually, he blasphemed. That's why he got the Lyme disease. Kevin Payton said, all hail Phil. Any experience with the SIG P229 models? Thoughts? What did you get me in town? Well, I didn't get anybody anything in town. Is my tongue still a little blue? I got a blue raspberry Slurpee thing. Not Slurpee, but more like a Mr. Misty, if you remember those. It's more like because, like Ices and Slurpees are, kind of like a frozen foam, whereas a Mr. Misty is kind of like little ice pellets in a liquid, a flavored liquid, but it's very much ice. And much better. I love those. I got a blue raspberry one, so my tongue's still a little blue. But you could have had some. I only drank about a quarter of it, so it's still out there in the truck if you want some. It's probably melted by now because that was a couple hours ago. But you're welcome to come get it if you want it. What was the rest of his question? Oh, any experience with the P229 models? Well, I have 3 of them. Or is it 4? No, 3 of them. I like them. They're awesome. They're my favorite SIG. So I guess I love them because I like SIGs and they're my favorite SIG. Get a 40 caliber one, put a 357 SIG barrel in it, and boy, you're set to go. Can't imagine much better. Unless it's a Beretta 96 with a 357 SIG barrel. That's the only one I'd say is a little better, I think. That's just because it's purtier. Some people might like the SIG because it's less purty. You know what I mean? It's not as fancy. That might be somebody's game. I like them fancy. I like them purty. Don't give me none of this substance or personality shit. Although that is how I judge people. I'm not kind of person. I'm not so shallow that I judge people by their race or their religion or their nationality. I judge people by important things like how good looking they are and how much money they have. That's what I judge people by. And I've said that before, and I'll say it again. I judge people by how much money they have and how good looking they are. See, told you I'd say it again. Somebody was going to call me on my bluff. All right, where was I at? Am I through all the questions? That was Kevin Payton. I believe that was the last one over here. It was the last one. Let's get over here, see if anything's coming in over here. Got everything over there. Oh, I got to do emails. Do we have any emails? Let me look and see. I don't think I brought any up. Gummy Wuzzle sent those blue tips, but there's that, the frangible. There's the ones Jason Thompson sent. What's this? Someone sent me 92X RDO Inox. What about it? I guess it's new. I guess, yeah, it looks pretty. I'll share that in a little bit here when we get to it. All right, let me get to all the emails here. I think that'll be the first one. This is Quinn. Says proof of the 92X RDO Beretta. Let's see here. Present. Share screen. Winder. Boom. Boom. My tummy's rumbling. There's the new 92X RDO Inox. It looks good. I mean, their Inox guns always look good. I guess this one's actually Inox, not just silver. So let's see if we go to the technical sheet. Let's see. Barrel, weight, frame size, color, Inox. Ooh. Just says color, Inox. Doesn't say. This might not be Inox. Because it said Inox color, not material. It should say slide material, Inox. It's not doing that. This has got me going, This is one of them things that make you say, Because, yeah, that's concerning. Let's see here. What else? Oops. Why did I just close that one accidentally? Where'd it go? There we go. It came back. Go Shadow sent this. We were talking about fragment and ammo earlier. He sent this. Boom. There we go. Old, he said, how old is this? 20 years ago. I got it over 20 years ago. It's a fragment and slug. I wouldn't want to be shot with that. I don't want to be shot, period. I've been shot twice in my life, and I don't want to do it again. Never enjoyed the first two times. You know, they say maybe it's something that just grows on you after a while. You get used to it. I know I never grew on me. I didn't like it. The one through the foot hurt worse. The one that just grazed my head, that just felt like someone hit me in the head with a hammer. And I kind of went goofy. And then I got up and was like, ow, I got a headache. The one through the foot, that was way worse. Way, way worse. Where's this one? Okay, we got one last email here. He says, it's an iguana on a tree from Frank Rodriguez. You know, you live where there's iguanas. Why are you surprised when you see an iguana on a tree? It's like the other day I saw a video, a guy comes out to get a package from Amazon and there's an iguana on his porch and he freaks out. I'm like, you live in Florida. Why you freak? That'd be like me freaking out if I go outside and there's a possum in the yard. I mean, iguanas are just like possums in Florida. Well, armadillos probably more like possums, but you know what I'm saying. Where was I at? Did I get everything? I think I did. Oh, that was it. We were doing the emails. I just finished the emails. Let me get over here. How's your luck been so far with watermelon this year? I haven't gotten any watermelons yet, so I need to get on it. That's what I shot myself in the palm of the hand with, was a Liberty Defense 40 Smith & Wesson. It made a mess in my hand. Well, you're not supposed to shoot yourself in the hand with it. I think it says right on the box that you're not supposed to shoot yourself in the hand with it. I don't know why you did that. I'm pretty sure it tells you not to. I could be wrong. I mean, it could say on there, okay for shooting yourself in the hand with, but I don't think it does. Let's see here. Speaking of mailing stuff, how about them thread protectors? Oh my God, I got to get those mailed. I finally packaged them up. They were on a little stick here for the longest time. So bad about mailing stuff. That's why it's good to order stuff from my site, because then it just gets sent by other people. That's why I'm doing the patches the way I am. Because if I had to mail them, nobody'd ever get their patches. I barely get out the few that I do for members, you know, but which, by the way, those are coming. If you haven't seen them yet, the where is it at? Hold on. The canine patch and the mouse patch. Here, I'll share them with you real quick. Present, share screen, Winder. The ones members of the Subscribe Star Pet Defender tier, the corporal patches are in. They'll be going out soon, and I've got the sergeant ones getting ready to be ordered, so they will come a lot faster than these ones did. And I'll get you everybody caught up. These look a little weird right here because they're not stitched onto a backing yet, so you don't see any stitching around the edges. But that's the one that's coming for the K9 patch for the people that are members of that tier. And you can't buy these; these are only as gifts for the tier. Same with these, you can't buy them either. You got to be a Mouse Gun member or a higher tier over on Patreon, and that one's coming. I'm looking forward to this one. This is my biggest selling design. And I'm also going to put that on stock. All right, now let's get over here to the questions again. Is there a time where a shotgun pistol is safe or worth it for self-defense? I hear people constantly talking smack on shotgun pistols. What do you mean by a pistol? You mean a pistol grip shotgun? Or do you mean a shotgun pistol? Because two different things. But pistol grip shotguns can be good in some circumstances, but I would never say they're amazing for much of anything other than like close quarters in the car, you know, those kind of things. Then they make more sense. Let's see here. Where was I at? A Florida man on meth who cops rescued from an alligator attack tried to stab them with a garden shears, so they shot him dead. Well, why save him from the alligator? I hope they gave him back to the alligator after they shot him. At least do that. What's the point of shooting him and then saving him from taking the alligator's meal away and then killing him and not giving him back to the alligator? Should have just given him back to the alligator. Let the alligator kill him. Saved you some paperwork, and the alligator would have got fed. I just don't understand what cops do, how cops think. They're dumber than fucking rocks. Where was I? Don't be telling you want the wood. He might take it wrong and get all excited. I don't get excited these days. It takes a lot to get me excited, and I don't think that's going to do it. In New York City, a man was shot to death by the police as he was chasing down a burglar with a butcher knife. The cops confused the theft victim with the burglar. Yeah, that's one of the bad things about when you do stuff like that. Something you got to be aware of in a self-defense situation when you're out to use your gun. Make sure you ain't got it when the police show up. At least not visible. You said that you wouldn't hesitate to return watermelons back to Costco if they sold you a bum product again. I wouldn't hesitate. I'm going to start keeping them in garbage bags and just take them all back. Go like, here, you owe me 7 watermelons because those were so bad last year. Anything around 45-70 caliber that will go through AR 500 steel plates? Well, no, you're not going to go through any steel plates with them. It's a little projectile. It ain't going to go through no steel plate. I heard that 338 rum will do it. It just seemed mad that anything AP is extremely heavy. Is there nothing light? Well, you ain't going to find nothing light that's going to go through steel plating. Unless it's well, there's some light rounds that can, but you got to crank them through the roof to do it. But even then, it's going to go through light body armor. It's not going to go through steel plating. Like 5.7 ain't going to go through steel plating, even with the special tips and stuff. You're talking about the Kenny Rogers jackass on Mad TV, Will Sasso as Kenny Rogers. Yeah, what did Kenny Rogers ever do to piss off Will Sasso? Because that is one of the funniest impressions I've ever seen of a famous person by a comedian. It's awesome. I loved every one of the Kenny Rogers segments. Loved them. And then Will Sasso lost a lot of weight and he wasn't funny no more. But then I see he gained it back and he's back on TV again. So, yes, I put money on Caden's card. Leave me alone, you vultures. The SIG P229 M11A1, I got one right there, is a superb pistol, indefinitely better than the POS M17 M18. Well, I don't think the M17 is POS, but of course it's better. It's not a polymer gun. You can't compare polymer guns to metal guns. It's just you can't do it. It's not fair. That's mean. It's unfair to the polymer gun. Because you can say something's that's one of the most best polymer guns. And someone will say, but is it good as this metal gun? I'm like, well, no. Because it's still a polymer gun. When you say, well, that's one of the best polymer guns made, the key word's polymer. That's like saying that's the best model car that Nissan makes. That's not really that great of praise. Where was I? My black Taurus 605 is all stainless. So if I wanted, could remove black finish and just have it stainless. May do that if finish wears away in spots. Are they all stainless? I don't know if they are or not, but if they are, well then yeah, you can just take it all off. You can chemical strip it or bead blast it or sand it off, however you want to do it. Polish it. Where am I at? Yeah, those ain't lightweight. Very high velocity. Yeah, some bullets can go through steel, but not many. And they ain't going to be lightweight bullets. She was talking about lightweight bullets. She said the others were too heavy. My black Taurus 6. Oh, I read that already. Oh, are those automatically mailed to patrons and starlets? Which ones? The ones that I'm having, the custom ones? No, I have to mail those. But you can go and buy them. Other ones, not those ones, but there's the other ones that I've made already will be available on a website. I will give everybody a link to where they can go buy them over there where they do them. So I think it's Owl and Anchor. So Gummy Wuzzle said, what about the P229 DAC? What is DAC? That's their double action trigger. It's like I'm pretty sure isn't the DAC, isn't that the hammerless or the spurless hammer double action model? Let me make sure before I say something stupid from memory. Yeah, double action Kellerman. That's what it stands for. Why is it showing me that? I don't want to see that. I didn't want to see that. I was wanting to put something else in there. Don't know if do they even make any more DAC pistols? I don't know if they do or they don't. If they don't, well then, guess they don't. But I don't know. But that was the one I thought. The spurless hammers, double action trigger, double action only trigger. I mean a revolver that used pistol size shotgun shells. You mean like the little 410s, like the Judges? Well, that wouldn't be a shotgun pistol. That's just a 410 caliber revolver. Because 410, does that really count as a shotgun? Hardly. But those are fine for some circumstances. I wouldn't ever say there's a time when they're amazing, but same thing with the pistol shotguns. They're more novelty than anything else, but there's some pretty potent ammo for them. And if you shoot 45 Colt through them, well, they're a very effective gun. 410, shoot some PDX 410 through it. I mean, it's going to do some damage, but would never be my first choice. They're kind of a novelty. I got a couple of them. I got 2 governors back there. So I got the stainless colored governor and the black governor. The Taurus, I think, are better because they're all steel, but the governors have an aluminum frame. But yeah, I mean, they're good enough guns. It's just they're not the most practical thing in the world, if that's what you're meaning. I also like the home improvement skits on Mad TV. Yeah, those were pretty good where he injured himself really bad with power tools. It was disgusting, but funny. Yeah, I like Will Sasso was funny back when he's fat. Then he lost his weight. He wasn't fat no more, but now he's fat again, so I bet he's funny again. The mayor of Nashville recently doxed HSI and ICE agents who captured criminal aliens. I think he should be tossed in a federal prison. Why is it illegal? I don't know if it's illegal to do that. Now, if it is, he should be charged and fined accordingly. He shouldn't be treated like he murdered someone because it isn't the same crime as murdering someone. So I don't agree with corporal punishment or locking people up in maximum security for jaywalking just because someone doesn't approve of it. Is there any way I can have 2 Subscribe-Star accounts with the same email address? How the fuck do I know? I have 2, but I have 2 different email addresses. One of the emails I use for a lot of the bigger name channels is a separate email address because I don't know it's me. So I don't know. I had mine switched to double action sigil action from the DAC trigger. I mean, it's kind of easy to do. I don't know. Still wouldn't be able to cock it yourself. Let's change the hammer. Isn't it a spurless hammer? If I remember correctly, I think it's a spurless hammer. Let me check, make sure we're up to date on the super chats because it's about time to get out of here. And I got to go to the potty. There ain't going to be no staying late today. I got to go potty like it's 1999. Got a couple super chats here I need to answer. Heavy J said, really late. Nice shirt. You chasing ass again? No, I ain't chased ass in years. Decades, actually. This is my going to town, so I look all purty and respectable. Had to go return an air conditioner. Well, exchange an air conditioner. Get a different one. And I ain't putting this one together the way they said. I'm going to just do it the way I always do it. Because they want you to take it out of the casing, mount the casing in the window, and then put it back in the casing. I'm just going to mount it in the fucking window. I'm not going to take it out of the fucking casing. I hate that. Then we got a super chat coming in over here. Got to get to real quick from Edward Howerton, who got an entry into the drawing. Is there anything more amusing than having gas on a road trip with your wife and having no control of the windows? You mean they have no control of the windows when you have gas, right? You lock that window button and then you have control of the windows. Well, I think that's crude and I don't do that. I don't find fart humor funny. I'm not that crass and lowbrow. I mean, I think y'all know, if you know anything about me by now, it's that my sense of humor is very sophisticated, very highbrow. I think, I'm amused when someone uses like the fish fork for their caviar. That kind of thing I think is funny because I'm highbrow. But that looks like that's it for today. Yes, it is. That's it for today. So I want to say thanks to everybody for showing up. I want to say thanks for everybody for participating in the chat, keeping things rolling. I want to thank people who just pay their tithe to Phil. I should put a section on my website for paying Phil tithes because a lot of y'all are behind. I also want to say thanks to everybody who donates to help support the Pets and Vets and Subscribe Star and all that stuff. So someone just sent a question in, but it's too late right now. I ain't got time to address that. Save it for tomorrow, Del Mountain. Bring that in there tomorrow. I got a lot to say about that kind of stuff. It doesn't make me popular with the leftists, but I got a lot to say. But thanks everyone for everything you do for the channel. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.